Johnny Silverhand is a terrible person. Yes, Johnny Silverhand, the legend, the rebel, the man who gave the finger to the corpos and kinda blew up half of Night City in the process. But let's stop and ask ourselves, was Johnny really a hero fighting for freedom? Or was he just an egotistical maniac who dragged everyone around him into his chaotic mess? Spoiler alert, it's definitely the second one. And by the end of this video, you might not look at Johnny the same way again. So buckle up and hit that like button before Johnny hijacks your brain and makes you do it anyway. First, let's rewind and figure out who Johnny Silverhand actually is. Born Robert John Linder, he's a war veteran who ditched his past, strapped on a guitar, and turned into Night City's favorite anti-corp, Rockstar. Think Kurt Cobain mixed with a walking hand grenade. But Johnny wasn't just about the music. Oh no, his band, Samurai, was a front for his anti-corporate crusade. He was on a mission to burn down Arasaka and every suit in the city. Sounds noble, right? Except Johnny's methods made his cyber psycho look restrained. Yep, that's our guy, the champion of freedom, or so he says. But behind all the rebellious charm lies a man whose actions are less about justice and more about feeding his massive ego. So let's dig deeper into the dirt Johnny doesn't want you to know about. Now let's start with Johnny's magnum opus of destruction, the Arasaka tower bombing of 2023. This wasn't just another Rockstar tantrum, this was an outright act of terrorism. Johnny, being the self-proclaimed savior of Night City, decided the best way to deal with Arasaka was to nuke their tower. The result? Chaos, destruction, and death on an unimaginable scale. Now here's the thing, Johnny might have been targeting Arasaka execs, but let's be real, most of those people in that tower weren't power-hungry corporate overlords. They were ordinary employees just trying to make a living in a city that chews people up and spits them out. Cleaners, IT workers, secretaries. They were all caught in the crossfire of Johnny's personal vendetta. Johnny called it a necessary evil, but let's break that down. Necessary for who? Sure, he made a statement, but that statement came at the cost of thousands of lives. And for what? Did it topple Arasaka? No. Did it change the system? Absolutely not. If anything, it gave Arasaka more of a reason to tighten its grip on Night City. It wasn't just the lives lost in the immediate blast. The aftermath plunged parts of the city into chaos. Families torn apart, businesses destroyed, and a whole new level of corporal crackdown followed. Johnny didn't just hurt Arasaka, he hurt Night City itself. Was it a stand against oppression, or was it the ultimate act of self-indulgence? You decide. Now let's move on to Johnny's favorite hobby, manipulating everyone around him. His so-called partnership with V is a prime example. It all starts with Johnny hijacking V's brain without asking for permission. Classic Silverhand. From that point on, V's life is no longer their own. Every decision, every move, Johnny is right there, pushing his own agenda. He constantly pressures V to follow his path, regardless of how much risk it puts on their life. And sure, Johnny helps V out here and there, but it's always with a catch. It's not about V's survival, it's about Johnny getting one last shot at his revenge fantasy. It's like that one roommate who eats all your food, crashes on your couch, and then calls you selfish for asking her to fucking clean up. Come on now, Jimmy. And it's not just V. Rogue, one of the most badass fixers in Night City, gets dragged back into Johnny's schemes after years of moving on, all because Johnny can't let go of the past. Then there's Alt Cunningham, the love of his life. Or at least, that's what he claims. He betrayed her, abandoned her, and then used her as a tool for his vendetta. Speaking of love, if you want to check out all the romance options in Cyberpunk 2077, you might want to check out a video I made about it. Johnny doesn't just burn bridges, he nukes them, and yet he always manages to justify it as a part of some grand fight for freedom. But here's the truth, Johnny's fights are always about Johnny. Everyone else, they're just collateral damage. So where does that leave us? Is Johnny Silverhand a hero or a villain? The truth is, it's complicated. He's not evil in the cartoonish sense, where his ego, his anger, and his methods make him just as dangerous as the corpos he claims to hate. Johnny isn't a hero, he's a walking contradiction, a guy who fights for freedom but leaves destruction in his wake. And maybe that's what makes him such a compelling character. He's not just good or bad, he's messy, flawed, and human. Well, as human as a ghost in your head can be. Is Johnny Silverhand the savior of Night City or its biggest problem? Let me know down below in the comments, because this is one argument that might never end. And while you're down there, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe for more gaming lore, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. Thanks for watching, and remember, in Night City, trust no one, especially not Johnny Silverhand.